Hey yo, what's up, Shawty? I heard you were trying to learn how to improve that aim. Well, guess what? You guys came to the right place here. So basically, before I get into this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and knock all the fundamentals out of the way with. I have my notes section on my phone, so I'm gonna be reading off of the notes that I made. Basically, just to get the basics out of the way. Sensitivity, DPI. Find one, stick to it, don't change it. 400 DPI to 800 DPI is what's recommended, especially if you're trying to go pro. If you want to play on something else, go ahead, may affect you in the long run, may be better for you, but for competitive purposes, 400 to 800 DPI is the best DPI to use. So let's get into the video. Okay, so before I load into Kovacs, one rookie mistake that everybody probably makes, including myself, is you grip your mouse too hard. Like when you grip your mouse hard, you make it to where whatever sensitivity you're using is always going to feel slow, because when you grip your mouse, it's not going to be able to move across your desk as much, and this also can create wrist pain. Do not stiff up your wrist, do not stiff up your arm. What you want to do, and what I do, is I normally just put my hand on the mouse, and when I practice relaxed, smooth movements, kind of just letting the mouse glide across the desk, because I feel like this is, the best way to get used to it. And if you feel yourself tensing up your arm or your wrist, stop the drill, reposition yourself, and then go back into it with the relaxed, smooth movements to basically build that force of habit. Okay, so I am loaded into Kovacs currently, and the first thing I want to get out of the way is when you are Kovacsing, aim training, or anything, do not use a drill because someone else uses it, especially if it's a pro. Pro players tend to be more experienced, so think of aim training as a workout program. If you are a bodybuilder, built diesel type dude, your workout plan is not going to be the same as somebody like me who is, really skinny, probably has never hit the gym or anything like that. So basically, what you want to do is go and find different drills that help with you, and that's through experimentation. Figure out what your weak points are in the game and try and train based off of those weak points, but you also don't want to neglect what you are good at, because your strengths can also become your weaknesses if you don't train them. So basically, what I do is I find three different drills that I want to practice, and I switch it up every day. Like I may use this one right here, one wall, six targets, on a Monday, and then on Tuesday before I get on, I may switch to micro shot precision for my shotgun aim. And you want to do that. I normally do 5 minutes of shotgun aim, 5 minutes of SMG tracing, and then I do 5 minutes of tracking before I get on every single day. You can do it before you get on, before you get off, just at least make sure you get that 15 minutes in a day. I would normally do it before getting on, because especially when playing on mouse and keyboard, it is very, very important to warm up before you get on, because you will 100% play better. When I don't warm up, I don't play as good, so warm up before you get on. All right. So I'm about to hit at a few different things at once here. Most importantly, when it comes to aiming, you want to learn how to control your mouse, which is what these aim trainers help you do. So the best way to control your mouse, don't tighten up your wrist, don't tighten up your arm, because if you do that, you won't be able to hit any shots and you will literally injure yourself to where you can't play anymore. So what I do, I take my hand, put it on my mouse, don't grip it, don't tighten anything. Go ahead and hit play. I will slowly move up, make sure my crosshair is centered on my target, shoot. Next, shoot. Look at the target, move my crosshairs, shoot. If I go past it, I readjust, shoot. And I just continuously keep on doing that. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to miss targets. You are going to fail. That is okay. That only makes you better. So what you want to do is just continuously do it. As you guys can see, I can kind of do it at a decent speed, not really too fast. Obviously, if I was practicing myself, I'd try and do a little bit faster. But what happens is you want to make sure you are centered on your target, because if you're not centered on your target and you're playing a game like Fortnite where pellets really are, what makes your shotgun hit the highest damage. If you're hitting on the outside right here, you're going to hit for 30. If you are centered, you are going to hit a high damage shot for at least 80, to where you want to get used to hitting those sweet spots. So when you're playing in game, you're just maximizing your damage. It'll help you significantly in fights. Like literally, that 150 shot or that 90 damage shot can turn an entire fight around and give you the upper hand advantage, and that is what you want. Okay, so when it comes to aiming, the best aimers use both their arm and their wrist. And you may be asking, What is arm aiming? What is wrist aiming? So basically, wrist aiming is when you basically just use your wrist to aim like this. You make small movements. That's pretty much as far as you can go. I can start up a drill, and as you guys can see, I'm literally making it from wall to wall using my wrist before I get that tenseness. But if you use your arm, you're moving it all the way across. And as you guys can see, I can cover a wider range of motion using my arm, which is very, very important to learn because if a target's in front of you and like shotgun aim, you pretty much use your wrist most of the time. Unless you're playing on a really, really low sense, you can use your arm more than likely because you're going to have to use it to cover the additional space. But if you're playing on a higher sense, you're probably going to utilize your wrist more to hit these targets. Personally, I decide to use my wrist when it comes to targets moving at shorter distances at faster rates because it allows me to be able to react faster by slightly flicking my wrist a little bit and readjusting my crosshairs. But when the target is moving across a further distance at a constant rate, I will use my forearm to try and aim. I have a bad habit of trying to predict where the target's going to go way too much instead of reacting to it, which can mess up my aim significantly. But as you guys can see, when I do utilize both my arm and my wrist as much as possible, it is easier for me to trace my target. And this is a habit that you guys want to build using both your arm and your wrist, as it'll significantly increase your aim. Okay, so it is very, very important to train your aim in game as well if you guys want to see the best improvement. I personally have this map right here. The code is at the top of the screen for you guys right now. If you guys can't see it, it will also be in the description. This is the creator of the map's social media, so go ahead and follow him. Use his supported creator code, his or her, I don't know. And next, come over here. Pick up your weapons. I normally use the weapons that I find the most in game, which would be the assault rifle and the heavy assault rifle. I don't really use the shotguns because I don't practice these maps that much, which I probably should here and there, but I don't. I grab an SMG, pistol, sniper, whatever, and I come to this horizontal one right here, choose the distance I want, and normally I just go in here and practice my horizontal tracking. This helps significantly as it helps you train your aim for real opponents in game with the factor of bloom because Kovacs does not have bloom at all, to where you will get kind of used to aim training with bloom as the factor. And then another one I use is you emote to get back to hub. Vertical, this helps when people shockwave and bouncer. I have so many clips of beaming kids out of the sky, and it's probably mainly because this drill has helped me out a lot. I would probably practice this one a lot as well. It's whatever you feel most comfortable with at the end of the day. And lastly, I use the dynamic one. This one is hard as the target moves in so many different directions at a faster pace, to where if you use this one a lot and you master it, your aim will probably increase the most. But that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe, drop a like, comment if you learned something new. If not, I'm sorry. There are other people making content on this that probably will help you more. But I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Keep on grinding your aim, doing whatever you can to make sure you become the best possible player you can. I'm Hydra, and I am out. Peace. Now I'm on the outside.